How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. It did end up having a green day, and there's some things that I want to point out and give you some important updates. So I won't be wasting any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know those key levels in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. We know already when it comes to the short interest, it can have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So I ended up closing at $1.25, being up 1.63%. On the low, it tested $1.17, and then on the high, testing $1.30. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 60.86 million shares, and then for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 76.535 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but we still see that we finished off green. So now when we take a look at the 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 44.12. And then when we take a look at the moving averages on our chart, we have strength above the 100-day, the 200-day, but we are below the 50-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. So as far as the price action is concerned, we're just seeing a good amount of consolidation here. As far as where we tested on the low, you can see right here on the day it was around $1.17, and we were able to show some support there. We've also shown this to be an area of support in the past as well. So taking that into consideration, going into tomorrow, you'd want to see this level continue to hold up, and we want to see a move above the $1.30 level. The fact that we were able to actually achieve 130 was really good because we knew that was the area of resistance, but other areas we were seeing was around $1.26, and you guys know the drill already. It was in around the mid $1.20 range. So if we can actually have some momentum above $1.30, this is where I look forward to seeing a move to where we can get to $1.35, then getting to the $1.40, and then getting past this strong psychological area here right at the $1.50 level, which is right where we have the 21-day EMA, which is exactly $1.48. If we can pick up this area, I can see a lot of momentum coming into this play and traders wanting to trade off of this momentum, and easily passing $1.50, we can get to around $1.63. The worst case scenario here, and I've spoken about this as well, I do not like trading CEI when it is below $1.20 or $1.19 to be exact. So if there's price action below this particular area, I would not be interested. But if it was going to continue on a pullback, worst case scenario here, I just want to make sure I emphasize that, then we could see it going here around to $1.05. But for the most part, it's not looking like that at the moment because it is showing some strength while it's consolidating. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for CEI. So green rows indicate new positions and red rows indicate closed positions. So when we see what's happening, we see for November the 2nd, we have Allworth Financial LP that went in with just over 4,000 shares. We also have Cambridge Investment Research Advisors that went in with just over 26,000 shares. We also have Precision Wealth Strategies going in with just over 42,000 shares, and Victory Capital Management going in with just over 15,000 shares. So institutions loading up there, as you can see. So when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 29.61%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 9.1 million shares. Scrolling down further, further on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.3 million, updated 1 minute ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 6.57%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of November the 1st, it was at 26.15. And then when we take a look at the close for yesterday, it was at 29.61. So what that tells us right away, CEI does have short squeeze potential. We tend to look for 21% or higher, and if it fills that criteria, and it's part of the reasons why you want to continue to keep this play on your watch list. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we can see here on the inflow is 15,817, and on the outflow it was 15,350. So we ended up having an inflow day. When we take a look at the breakdowns, on the large it was 6,227, on the medium it was 7,388, and then on the small it was 2,202. When we take a look at the outflow side for the large, it was 6,707, on the medium it was 7,000, and on the small it was 1,642. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for the past 5 trading days it was all red, and then for today, to be exact, November the 3rd, it being negative with that outflow of 480.11. So when we take a look at this breakdown even further, you can see on the small scale side, which tends to represent the retail side, there was a lot more buying than we had selling. And we also do notice this on the medium side, and we also do see, as far as for the outflow side, we had more selling than compared to buying, but there was still a lot of demand there. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, you can see it was around 24.61%. So this is not too bad whatsoever. We still had some traders that were coming inside of the play, but there are also many who are continuing to hold their position. And of course, what we saw from the order flow, there was demand in regards to buying. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for CEI Camber Energy, it was great that it ended up having a green day, and we do know there's a clear area of resistance at $1.30. It was trading underneath it for a little bit, and one of the areas I was telling you guys, which I don't like trading Camber in, when it's under $1.19. And many of you said, well, you know what, I'm going to use that as a way to add to my long-term position. So if you were able to actually do that, or even if you're looking for a quick day trade, then you would be up right now, or you could have taken some profits if you liked, of course. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. It still meets the criteria of being 21% or higher, and I'm talking about for the short volume. So this is why you see a lot of volatility and why a lot of traders can find a lot of interest in it. And then when we took a look at the order flow distribution, there is demand for Camber Energy shares. So let it consolidate, or in other words, barcode. I know many of you like to actually use that term, but I'm just looking at it like this. The longer it consolidates and builds up that support, then we can look forward to seeing an even stronger jump. So let's see how Camber performs going into tomorrow. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.